All right, mates, welcome back to the channel. JL Scott Fishing. Hope everybody's doing well. Follow up from late September, October of 2022. The two anglers in the LEWT Trail Walleye on Lake Erie series that faced felony charges for the walleye cheating scandal have finally gotten a court date. That court date will be March 27th, Cuyahoga County. Judge Stephen Gall's courtroom, 8:30 a.m. for those that are going to attend the walleye cheating scandal trial. Multiple charges, obviously, stemming from that September 30th, 2022 alleged cheating event that occurred. That's Jacob Runyon of Cleveland and Chase Kaminsky of Hermitage, Pennsylvania. And so there you have it. You know, a lot of the backlogs in courts, all that kind of things that have kind of gone down in a lot of states, really post-COVID. Courts have been backlogged for a lot of stuff, to be honest, in a lot of places. But it did take pretty long time. It'll be interesting to see. Again, they're facing 4 separate charges: felony cheating, attempted grand theft, possession of criminal tools, and unlawful ownership of wild animals. That unlawful ownership of wild animals, mates, a lot of people had some questions about that. That's because they put fish inside other fish. And so you're technically still possessing those fish that were killed to stuff into live, although the walleyes are actually not alive, pretty much when they get weighed in at this particular event. Those charges are punishable by up to 12 months in prison in Ohio. I know it's different in other states, mates. I've talked about this with the fishing regulations. Not every state has the same parameters of felonies and misdemeanors and time and restitution and all that stuff. Every state is different. Welcome to a republic. So a lot of people were complaining about Ohio, and that's Ohio's laws. That's the regulations. The people who live there. You know. So they got to follow what their state legislature and judicial system follows. And it's up to 12 months in prison and up to $2,500 in fines. Misdemeanors of a 4th degree are punishable for up to 30 days in jail and up to $250 in fines. So it's not a lot if you think about it. Something people may want to think about. Like, I mean, I know we talk about a lot of stuff about cheating and stuff that happens in fishing. We know it goes down. We know it happens. But if you look at how much money was on the line in this particular LEWT series, okay, historically with their events in this actual particular event, and then potentially I think the AOI for that series on the line for those two anglers, and then you look at the risk reward, like, you know, someone who's going to cheat is going to look at the payday versus $2,500 in fines, 30 days in jail, maybe up to a year in jail. I mean, mindset-wise, you'd think that maybe those fines should be higher, like the individual cases. But so many times we have these sentencing guidelines in a lot of states that no matter what, you know, the value could have been a $500,000 tournament, $500,000 on the line. And someone's going to cheat, and if they don't get caught, it's $500,000, and if they do get caught, it's $2,500 in fines. Like, I mean, it just begs the question, some of the states, you know, when it comes to these things, because a lot of times these purses are getting bigger and bigger. You know, so it'll be interesting to see here how that comes out. I think you're also going to find, because of some of these charges, they're likely going to lose their fishing licenses forever, hunting and fishing. And they may even lose their ability to actually register a boat in Ohio. That one, you know, I'm not really sure, just because some states, let's just say, are a lot more lenient on that regard, that are outdoor-oriented states versus states that are not. You know, taking someone's ability to just own a boat. You know, boating, fishing, right? Like, you know, we try to separate them as much as possible, and yet a lot of times you can't separate them. because people are just going to, oh, well, if he has a boat, he's going to fish. And so, very interesting. Now, the defendants really have not. They were released on bond, by the way, which was $2,500 back then after being indicted. And they haven't really spoken. Their attorneys really haven't spoken, and they haven't really spoken, and that's probably a good thing. Not to be out there. They've been pretty much off the landscape and off the radar of most people really since October. Kind of went underground, in a long time. The state did confiscate the fiberglass boat and trailer and all of the boat's contents at, I believe, was a Ranger pro fisherman, by the way, at Kaminsky's home in Pennsylvania, I believe, if I'm getting that right. I think they had won that vote, or he had won that boat in a prior tournament. So not much has kind of come out about any of the prior tournaments in this. It'll be interesting to see this case unfold in terms of what the judge, like I said, Judge Stephen Gall, allows to be admitted into evidence, because there were some suspicions of a lot of people had of these particular anglers cheating in prior events, though they weren't proven. One passed the polygraph. They both passed the polygraph, then one failed a polygraph. I don't know, because in most states, polygraphs aren't admissible into court anyway, and the judge probably won't even let them that be, even mentioned in court that they had failed a former polygraph. Not really sure, because it's Ohio. And so, who knows what Ohio's, rules of evidence are pertaining to felony charges in the county prosecutor, in that jurisdiction. So there's your update. March 27th, 8:30 a.m. In the Cuyahoga County Courthouse, Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky will begin their trial in the now infamous Lake Erie Walleye Trail Championship walleye cheating scandal. All right, mates.